Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Starting to drive me crazy.
Test, test,
When
test.
you're creating, you want me or you hate me. I can't tell, constant arguing about silly things. Beefing like we enemies, ain't we on the same team? I don't get it, cause it feels more like a rivalry. You'd rather win this fight with me, scorekeeping when we disagree. That's some bullshit, this routine is so repetitive. Don't know how you ain't tired yet. Leave or try to settle this. Who am I kidding? Here we go, like a merry-go, going
Going.
around.
Test, test, test.
Yeah, here we go, like a merry-go, going around. We need to let it go, going round in a circle like a merry-go-round. Just ain't working out, no. Here we go, just like a merry-go, going around and I feel like you do this shit on purpose. For me to lose my cool, this what you wanted, ain't it? You turn on when I'm boredom and aggression. Work me up to work you out before we get to playing. And the sex be so amazing. Locked inside your grip, stuck in a mad, sticky situation. But this ain't love we're making. Exhausted, trying to fake like the cycle that we're tied to is worth saving. Oh, here we go, like a merry-go, going around. Here we go, here we go, like a merry-go, going around. Oh, we need to let it go, going round in a circle like a merry-go-round. This ain't working out. Oh, here we go, just like a merry-go, going around and around.
All right, I think I'm back. So, what's up, Exiled Music? Can you hear me? Everything good? Can you hear the music? Can you hear me? I assume so. I don't know what happened last time. I tested everything looked good, and then all of a sudden I look back and the mic is off. I don't know. OBS, maybe you can explain that. Whoever's running OBS. All right, so this song was Shy, Round We Go, and I scored it like this. I scored it a 9 in songwriting. It would have got a perfect 10 for me because I thought everything was great, but there's the third iteration of the hook. So it goes, here we go, dun 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 dun, dun running around. And it does it kind of again. Dun 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 dun. I didn't this third part, I didn't want to hear Merry Go or Round We Go anymore. I wanted to just do something totally different. It went melodically totally different. I think the melody was fine, but the words, you shouldn't have said Merry Go or Round We Go anymore. It should have just been something totally different and then come back in to Round We Go. That's just my personal preference because I just didn't want to hear the Round We Go so many times. But it was great. Songwriting was the best part of that for me, and that was the only non AI part. So that's great. Production was good too. I think if you add to it, I think AI nailed the vibe, but AI didn't give me the sauce. You know what I mean? You need sauce. You need that human touch. I feel like still it's not quite there where it's going to give you some cool stuff. It just gives you a nice foundation. And then engineering, I mean, the same thing. It's going to give you a nice solid foundation. Dry little lead vocals, great. But we could play around with some some reverb, some delay throws. We can play around with some panning, doing some fun stuff. Doesn't you don't have to go overkill where it like takes away from the vibe, but especially reverb. I would have played around with reverb and delays on this, or maybe even some distortion. Like distortion on some ad libs would have been really cool. And then performance wise, it's AI, so the performance is basically perfect. I mean, I mean, the singers the AI uses is kind of crazy, but emotional impact, I loved it. I gave it a solid 10, which equals a total score of 35. I didn't grade performance. I'll just go ahead and give performance an 8 just to give it a real score. 43. All right. Next song. I think everything's going well now, right? Y'all can hear me. You can hear the music. Everything great. Next song is Duval SK Sun.
So much pressure in that life of mine. I cried times, never contemplated suicide, and never tried. If I held that nine, less than you, she is my mad eyes. Yari. I wake up, say a prayer, brush my teeth, kiss my son. Before I hit the door, grab my keys and my gun. Did what I did, not depend on no one. Make a nigga burn his eyes, ever call me his son. Nigga cut that bullshit off, we don't play that. This shit for the trenches, everybody with me. We started from the bottom, who is this in my mention? You niggas trippin'. Big dog, I don't bark, I whistle. She the type, every night did miss her. You the type in the club taking pictures. Niggas love what they see till they victims. Got the spoils of the war, I'm with Victor. Get rich or die trying to the symptoms. I chew, I'm chewing, God bless me. Turn they bite down bad, they stressing. Had to put my foot down, learn lessons. Big dog, I don't bark, I'm stepping. Say she love me, then she hate me, I'm an asshole. This that on the job training, I ain't have codes. Let me be me, I was 10 route city, take a BET. Bad for rapping in the city where the triggers blow. And you got your lips pulled under a mistletoe. What you did? I wake up, say a prayer, brush my teeth, kiss my son. Before I hit the door, grab my keys and my gun. Did what I did, not depend on no one. Make a nigga burn his eyes, ever call me his son. Nigga cut that bullshit off, we don't play that. This shit for the trenches, everybody with me. We started from the bottom, who is this in my mention? What? You niggas trippin'. So much pressure in that life of mine. I cried times, never contemplated suicide, and never tried. If I held that nine, less than you, she is my mad eyes.
Okay, okay, I like that. Duval SK. Duval SK. I had to go ahead and follow you because I was feeling that. The beat was crazy. I thought the beat was awesome on this one. Definitely gave you that bounce. And then the flow that you did on it was awesome. Like it everything worked really well together. Um, Songwriting, I'm gonna give you a solid 7. I thought it was good, but I think it could be great. It could be a lot better. I need more memorable lines. The flow is there, but just like every once in a while, give me something that's gonna stick with me. That I'm like, oh, you know that song that where he said X, Y, and Z, like so we can just something to grab onto. There was like a couple of lines because I was listening for Sun. I'm like, how does Sun? Why is the title Sun? And then I heard it a few times, and I'm like, okay, it made sense. But I think it could have just connected us a little bit tougher. But other than that, it was great. Production, I'm gonna give production a honestly a 9 because only thing else I want to hear in that was some cooler transition moments, which I've noticed a lot of people aren't doing that much anymore. Like, and it really helps to elevate a song. Like, just work on the transitions a little bit from section to section, make them memorable, make them cool. Just have fun with it. Like, just a million ways to do transitions, especially in hip hop. Engineering, I thought was okay. I'm gonna give that a 7 as well too. You could hear everything. It was a little bit bright, a little too thin on the vocals. This definitely could be elevated, mix wise, mix and master wise, but it's not bad. Like I wouldn't be like, oh my god, you need to start all the way over or whatever. It just my personal taste. It's just a little too bright, a little too sizzly. Like it's good to have that sizzle with rap and stuff like that, but sometimes it's a little overkill. And then performance, I thought you performed it great. I wouldn't change anything about your performance to be honest with you. I'm gonna give it a 10. And then emotional impact, I liked it. It got me moving. I'm gonna give it a good 8. That's something I think I would listen to again, which is very rare for me. If you know, I don't like too much stuff. So Great job, Duval SK, for the song Sun. And if you want to follow him, this is his Instagram handle, Duval SK. Good job. All right, next song we have is Solu, called Pressure. Got a video. What up, Sha Real?
Tension, tension on the way she moves. Pressure, pressure to dance and choose. Tension, tension in this room. Hide me, oh, hide me, oh. Say pressure, pressure. She got a killer for ways. I mean, not give me updates. Sabi she no one delay. Chefing up, we go chop for day. Up on the fly, make we go far away. Like you hope you Faraday. Just to do I'm your way. I take body always on replay. Pour me up and make me celebrate. Pour me up and make me celebrate. Euphoria, give me euphoria, yeah. So we get loose on the daily. No use that blues, but I no Jones in 10. She taking no chaser, she like pressure.
Press, I be waiting at the pool for my lungs. Slow dance playing all day all night long. She want wine to die kingdom come. She want wine to die kingdom come. Yeah, she they go, they go, they go. She like my steez, yeah, said she no feel leave. I know, I know, I know. Normally, normally, normally. No competition, your body fine. Steady updating your formula. Turn up the occasion, cause we could turn up my gadget. I know for tell her she know, she want wine for me. She go slow, yeah, take her time for me. Yeah, pressure for yeah, no be today. I'm waiting on the fine, I'm in reach it. Waiting go cool my tension any day. I dey feel it, they shop kaka. Shana basa, killing me all papa. Oh yeah, me proper. Tell me waiting again, no wahala today. Give me pressure. Press, I be waiting at the pool for my lungs. Slow dance playing all day all night long. She want wine to die kingdom come. She want wine to die kingdom come. Yeah, she they go, they go, they go. She like my steez, yeah, said she no feel leave. I know, I know, I know.
Tension, tension in the way she moves. Pressure, pressure to dance and choose. Tension, tension in this room. Hide me, oh, hide me, oh. Say pressure, pressure, yeah.
Oh, I forgot those applause go on forever. That was awesome. I love that. Solu, you getting a subscribe from me. That was really, really, really good. Featuring Benata, Valo, and Zell X. Zell X. Every artist on here I thought was great. I thought the vibe of that was 10 out of 10. Spot on. Amazing. Hey, we got Marshall in the building. What's up, man? That was, yeah, I'm impressed. I don't get impressed very easily. So songwriting, I didn't honestly care. That's one of them songs I was into it so much that um, the songwriting didn't really even matter to me. I heard Pressure a bunch of times. I had to go back and re-listen to really understand what the song's really about. But so I can't really score it. So I'm just gonna put. I'll score it off of melodies because I didn't really listen to the lyrics, and the melodies were great. I have no issues with any of the bars. Production I thought was honestly a 10 as well. And engineering, that's the only part I was like, okay, first verse, I was like, oh, I can't hear them vocals that well. But then the rest of it sounded good. So I don't know what happened to that first verse or the first vocalist. Maybe it's the way they recorded it, where they recorded it at, but that didn't really hit too well. So I'm gonna give it a 7. But everything else, I thought the performance from every single artist on there was great. Emotional impact. It got me making stank faces and dancing. So I'm gonna give it a solid 10. That might be the best score I've had on this show, to be honest with you. 47. I'm not sure. I gotta check. I think somebody might have got a 48 before, but that was great. Great job, Solu with pressure. Great job. If you want to get in the queue, you want me to play your song and to give it a critique, just go to nero.fan/Kofi Music /live and get your song in the queue. There are not that many left, honestly, and I'm going pretty fast today. All right, so XL Cash is the next song, and it's called Vacant Abyss. Another YouTube link.
Pindo made it.
I go gadget with a new apparatus. Every story's a tragic. Family disappeared, it's magic. Might as well do a line and put on a show. Stepdaddy Lenny Kravitz, my family disappeared. It's really magic. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. But you know they're gonna try. I fall into abyss. Ain't no Christmas round this bitch. Grandma cried when daddy left. She said that he can't come back. He ain't had one backpack. I grow up from these facts. They said, where you grow up at? Where the fuck they throw the trash? I fall into abyss. Chandelier up on my wrist. Hate them problems just like Chris. But it's rocks up in that dish. And it's rocks up on my wrist. I put rocks up on that bitch. Yeah, she sucked my dick. And we never kiss. I fall into abyss. Ain't no Christmas round this bitch. Grandma cried when daddy left. She said that he can't come back. He ain't had one backpack. I grow up from these facts. They said, where you grow up? Where the fuck they throw the trash? I fall into abyss. Chandelier up on my wrist. Hate them problems just like Chris. But it's rocks up in that dish. And it's rocks up on my wrist. I put rocks up on that bitch. Yeah, she sucked my dick. And we never kiss.
Yeah, so this one, I don't even have a sound effect for it. I give it the baby clap. Hold on. Another super long sample. All right, so SL Cash, you got some work to do. What's this called? Abyss? Let me write this down. That one wasn't feeling that one as much as the others. So far, we were 3 for 3, and then you kind of brought the room down. Sorry, bro. But songwriting, it didn't catch me at all. You had rhythm, you had a hook, so that's cool. Like you followed a good decent structure. I'm gonna give it a 5. Production was okay. Some of those drops were kind of weird as well. It would have been good for like a sync, maybe like a commercial or a movie like type of sync where what's the word? I can just basically see it to picture. I don't necessarily see it for radio and stuff like that. Production, I'm gonna give it a 6 as well. It's a little better than average, but it still wasn't that great. Engineering, I could hear stuff in the background at the end of the song. Like we have to, I don't know how it was recorded. It wasn't recorded very well. You can just kind of tell that the room, the mic, this whole situation with the recording wasn't good. I'm gonna give it a 4. And the performance, I think your performance is actually pretty good for your voice. Like your delivery is, there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to say cooler stuff and I don't know, just do maybe just I don't know. I think maybe the whole thing, like picking that beat and then the flow of it, I just wasn't feeling it, honestly. Maybe somebody else would be feeling it, but it just wasn't for me. And so I'm gonna give that a 3 because I wasn't really feeling it. For a total score of 25, 25 out of 50. All right. What else we got? Y'all can hear me in there? Everything good? What up, Will? What up, Kofi? Kofi Black's got a new single. Go check it out. That joint's crazy. All his singles are crazy, but go follow him. It's pretty awesome. All right. The next one is Oh Nah Flex. What up, Don Rob? All right, all right, all right. That's Francis Ona with oh, Flex. All right, that's Francis Ona with Flex. I the song was good. I didn't have any issues with it. The vibe was good. You set the vibe really early, and it was nice and solid. But the only thing about the song is it just was like it just stayed the same like the whole time almost. There was a couple times where you dropped, and then you dropped the music and went or dropped the beat and the bass, drums and the bass, which was cool. That helped a lot. And then there was other times where like the choir would come in and stuff like that, and that helped give it another layer, another lift. I would experiment with taking things out and bringing things in more frequently, and then even like maybe even having more like some kind of lead instrument. We need something to gravitate to in music, unless that's. I was also gonna ask what is this for? Because if it's for like a to me, it gave me Afro gospel type of vibes, like a gospel type of situation. So if somebody's preaching over this, then that's cool. If somebody's preaching over this, then it's cool. Like if there's another thing that's going to be added, it's just like background music for something, then I don't really have too many issues except for maybe taking things away and bringing things back. If it's like a meditative thing where we're just sitting in prayer or something like that, then maybe it's perfect, you know? So it really just depends on the application for it. Um, so songwriting, there I didn't really hear too many lyrics. I know there were some, but I couldn't understand them, and I don't know if it was a different language or if it was the engineering. But I'm gonna give the songwriting a 8 because I thought the melodies were good. I just don't know what was said. And then the production was good as well. But like I said, all those things with the dropping the instruments out, it just gives it a totally different feel when you drop out things or you bring things in or bring things in slower because the vibe was set immediately and it just kind of didn't change. It just stayed the same. Engineering as well. I think the only thing I would change really is just clearing up the vocals. So it was good. It just wasn't great. And then performance, I don't really have any issues with the vocal performance. So I'm gonna give it honestly, I'll give it a 10. Your voice is good. And then the choir was good too. Emotional impact. I was curious, but I wasn't like into it. I don't know if I'd go listen to it again. Like I said, if it's for um a church situation where there's a preacher preaching and stuff like that, the emotional impact would probably be higher because there's something to grab onto. or like if there's a melody going on, there'd be something to grab onto to make the emotional impact higher. The bass was set for it to be a high emotional impact song, but there was nothing there to take me there. All right, so the next song will be Victor Sky featuring Jay Kells. But first, if you want to get your song in the queue today, only got a couple more songs left, so you probably get it reviewed today. It would be you go to nero.fan/Kofi/J-Music/live and submit your song. I think there's only 2 in the queue right now. I'm running through these really quickly. And the next song we have is Victor Sky featuring Jay Kells called Let's Vibe.
Don't you wanna run wild with the bad ones? Don't you wanna get lit all night? My crew turned up and we live. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. You can catch us rolling through your back streets. No roof, get your Uber, no taxi. Come run with my team cause we winning. Nocturnal nights, that's how we living. See the ice on my wrist is dripping. What we sipping on, man, got me leaning. Fucking up a check, running through a money bag. Savage life, yeah, we know where the party at. Don't you wanna run wild with the bad ones? Don't you wanna get lit all night? My crew turned up and we live. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. Let's vibe, let's vibe, and let's vibe, and we vibe. I know you wanna get lit all night. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. Let's vibe, let's vibe. We getting lit and wavy all night. Let's vibe, let's vibe. We getting lit and wavy all night. Straight rebels, the rules don't apply to us. Middle fingers up, we don't give a. The nighttime we putting up for the city. Cause I'm foreign, yeah, they vibing with me. Hold up, wait, if you want it, you can get it. Poppin', got us up and away. We only get one life, you better live it. Hit the gas if you down and you with it. Don't you wanna run wild with the bad ones? Don't you wanna get lit all night? My crew turned up and we live. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. Let's vibe, and let's vibe, and we vibe. I know you wanna get lit all night. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. Let's vibe, let's vibe. We getting lit and wavy all night. Let's vibe, let's vibe. We getting lit and wavy all night.
You tryna hang with the gang, you tryna mob with the squad, tryna get lit with the clique. You say you down with the shoot. You got work, better call out, cause we going in till we fall out. Just got paid from the ball out, finna turn it up till we stall out. And the club fat was wild out. I got in freaking. Yeah, they really here tweaking. You know they do this every weekend. On the way, catch a fire, like a different pop fly. You know what's up, it's going down. Take your phones out, we going live. Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and our pockets full grown. Now he blowing up your phone, talking about you coming home. But you ain't been out here so long, and you really in your zone. Tell that check his tone.
We young, wild and reckless. Tell me who gon' check us. We living life with no limits. You wanna feel the vibe, then come and ride with us. Don't you wanna run wild with the bad ones? Don't you wanna get lit all night? My crew turned up and we live. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe. Let's roll, pour it up and then vibe.
All right. That was Victor Sky with Let's Vibe featuring Jay Kells. So that's a nice little club banger, nice little R&B club banger. I mess with it. I thought that in the beginning though, I was like, oh boy, it's gonna be a little corny. Because the lyrics weren't that great. I think that was my biggest takeaway from this, is that the melodies were great, the vibe was dope. It's a little bit dated sounding, but not crazy. Like I kind of like it because it's not just terribly old so it still could probably work. Um, I just felt like the writing, you need more bars, like something like this. That's a club banger that you want everybody to say, let's vibe, because let's vibe is a, kind of a basic concept too. So that's the problem. Like, if you're going to go with a basic concept, then the bars got to be there. Like, they got to be there. You can't have basic concept and basic lyrics because that's not going to work. The melodies I thought were good, though. Like, I didn't have no problem with any of the melodies, especially the hook. The hook is honestly a great hook. It's just, let's vibe. It's kind of boring. Like, it's not. So if you're gonna say let's vibe, then the rest of the song has to be really memorable and captivating, and lyrically, like you have to say a bunch of cool things. And I always tell this to some of my co-writers and stuff, especially Josh Moreland. We always talk about, like, if the lyric's not a T-shirt, don't even put it on there. Don't even, like, we want, if you want to be able to put those bars on a T-shirt and people will be like, oh, that was cool. You know what I mean? So, especially for the verses. So let's go ahead and score this. Songwriting, I'm going to give it a 6. I think it could have been a lot stronger in that department. Production, I liked a lot, actually. So, like I said, it's a little bit old school. I'm going to give it a 9, actually. I like the production. It really got me, honestly, made me ready to hit the club, hear it loud in the club setting. It would have been dope. Engineering, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. Like, I don't know if it was the way it was recorded, because it sounded like it was mixed and mastered pretty well. I think it might have been the way it was recorded. Like, I think there's another level for you recording wise, equipment wise. So just make sure that if you're gonna spend the money and spend the time to get it mixed and mastered well, might as well record it well too. Like, just every stage of the process matters a lot. So I'm gonna give that an 8. You were close, but not quite. And then performance. I feel like this is an artist who's got potential, but just hasn't hit their stride yet. Still kind of on the uptick. So I feel like the next song will be better, and then the next song after that would be even better than that. The next song after that would be better than that. So I just feel like just more reps, cut more songs, and spend more time on the performance. Like, make sure it's exactly what you want. So before you cut it, because I think there's parts in there where it's like, I want somebody else to perform this instead of I want you to perform this. And I don't think you have a bad voice. I don't think you have a bad style. It's just, it's not necessarily captivating yet. You have to find your voice, find out what works and what doesn't really resonate, what resonates and what doesn't resonate when you perform, when you sing songs. And I think you'll be good. So I'm going to get that a 7. And then emotional impact, I'm going to give it an 8. Because like I said, I kind of liked it. Something I was dancing the whole time pretty much. So it had a nice little bounce to it. All right. What up, Vinny? Last song. Nope, we got a couple more. So next song we have is Miss Letty plus Des Trois. I think that's how you say it. My voice on Suno, first try. Okay. Miss Letty is a regular. It needs arrangement. Song is in French. Talks about being more like our spiritual father and wanting more of him in our world. Not yet published. Okay, great. I'm going to judge it like that. I'm not going to try to critique it as if it's a final record. Oops. I forgot I muted it. Okay. Miss Letty plus Des Trois. Here we go.
Plus de toi, Seigneur, plus de toi, plus de ta ressemblance, plus de toi, plus de discernement de ta voix, de ta volonté, Seigneur, plus de toi, Seigneur, plus de toi, plus de ta ressemblance, plus de toi, plus de discernement de ta voix, de ta volonté, Seigneur, plus de toi, oui, plus de toi dans ce pays, plus de toi, toi, chaque jour, plus de toi dans nos cœurs, Seigneur, plus de toi.
Yeah. Oh, come on. All right, great job, Miss Letty. I like that. I think I know it's a song that's in production, so I'm not gonna score it as if it's a final record. And I said plus de toi. It's plus de toi. Okay, cool. It's in French, so I can't really judge the songwriting, but it sounded good. I'm gonna just put NA because there's really nothing I can do. Well, I can judge the melody, so I'll judge the melody. I thought the melody was great. I had no problems with the melody at all. I do think I've kind of heard that melody before. I'm like almost in its entirety, so that's the only thing I would be worried about. But other than that, it's great. Production is Suno, and it's a good foundation for the production. Again, it set the vibe really well, but I think a lot of things could be done to the production to really spice it up. Like strings, piano licks, um, some I don't know, some moments of stop time, maybe dun dun dun. It might be a little cheesy, but it's there. Might as well give it to us. You know what I mean? Maybe some wind chimes at some of the turnarounds. There's a lot of things we could do with production to spice it up. Engineering, it's Suno, so I mean it's solid. They play it pretty safe most of the time. Performance, same thing, Suno. So I'm just gonna say NA. And emotional impacts, I give it an 8. I think you're onto something. I think this could be a really good song. I would stick to it and just get it done well. Get it done by a human. If you want me to work on your record, just send it to me or DM me and I'll send you the information on how to get that done. Really, it's just going to my website, kofiajmusic.com, and all the information to get started is there. So that's a total score of 31 for Miss Letty. I think we have a few more to do. 2 more, okay? So Brainstorm, Your Imagination is next. Hey, what's up, Brainstorm? I think you're in the chat. So, just in time.
You are now listening to a Brainstorm production.
Make a wish. Count to 3. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. Your imagination, imagination, your imagination, imagination, your imagination, imagination, your imagination.
That is Brainstorm. That was Brainstorm Your Imagination. We got a beat in the queue, and I can judge the beat. It's not a problem. I'm a producer, so I liked a lot of that. There's just got a little weird, especially harmonically towards the in certain spots. In the beginning, I like the beginning through the like first chorus ish. It was unique. It was very. I mean, you're using the sample, Pure Imagination. It's a classic, so you got to be real careful with these classics. Um, People are automatically not gonna like it unless you kill it. So it's just that's just how it goes with classic songs. I kind of stay away from them. That's why I think a lot of people try to sample songs that were like kind of good or they were pretty good. If you sample a classic, it's like, oh, you have to like knock it out of the park. And this could be a really cool, dope. I see it as a rap song. Wouldn't hear anybody singing over it. I could hear like a really grungy, dirt, like hardcore rap type of situation, and that could be dope on this song. So if you find a rapper like that, that could be really tight. Um, be careful of the parts though that harmonically are a little funny because they kind of clash and it kind of doesn't feel good. So in the beginning it was cool, but then I think when you brought in the extra instruments in the original sample, that's when it started to get like that's not cool. But the when it was just the vocal, I think it worked. But when it wasn't, when he started adding strings and piano or whatever, and it was really low in the background, but then it was like, I don't know. So songwriting in A, really can't judge it. There was no song there. Production is that's all it was really. So I'm gonna give you a 7 for production. There's room to grow on this, but the idea is cool. Like I'm not mad at the idea. But like I said, with these classics, you have to keep working it and working it until it's bomb because people are automatically gonna be like, this is why. Like, why touch a classic unless you're gonna really do it justice? And then engineering, there's definitely room for the beat to slap harder to the 808s. It's kind of hard with these headphones to judge them totally 100%, but it just seemed like the mix wasn't as strong as some of these other songs I listened to. So I'm gonna go with a 6, and then performance. There was no performance on here, and then emotional impact. I was curious, but I wasn't like blown away. But it's something I will remember because you sampled a classic. So and the way it came in was really dope. It reminded me of like the Gorillas or something like that. But I would just put like a rapper on there, a hardcore rapper. All right. Can't really give you a 20 because there's two things. I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it when there's NA in the columns. I haven't figured that out yet. All right, and the last song for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Last song for today is by CBFW Lil Trey, Baby Threat.
Yeah. Straight full of shit over here. Nigga, I know what's going on. No route. Yeah.
Damn, Nico slamming shit.
Walking the party with a brand new Drake and my mama on the side, she got her a K. Y'all nigga be tend to be going for the bay. You can't run from me, you cannot get away. I'm walking the R, smoke on light switch. Fuck about a nigga, they don't know it. She fucking the team, why the fuck would you kiss her? Why the fuck would you kiss? I'm sliding it block with a big ass glock with a big butt flat back. Take off his top, these niggas be dying. Digging with that car. Think my mama know I got a sign. It's coming for me, I'ma know when it's time. Melt my fam, I'ma do the time. Hey, get wet. Hey. Just sitting back looking for a rhyme. Real thick bitch, know she hella fine. Come over here, be my little crime. She real cocky, knowing she a dime. Fat ass Drake, know it flip a truck. Pull up on me, just know what you fuck. You hear no switch, you know you out of luck. Yeah. His ever duck, 392, making nigga flex. Bang no suit, just give me a text. You think you tough, putting at the rest. Do something to me, better give it your best. 392 and I ride so fast. This is my Fendi, we get on your way. I really can't come, but I hope I'm crack. Fuck my ex, them hoes in the pad. Playing with me and I bet you won't lie. Bitch ass nigga. Break them locks and glass. Straight bet the ass. Borrow in a nigga. T-Bad Trey in this bitch, nigga ain't know what's going on. No route.
All right. I forgot these claps don't end either. Okay, so CBFW. I mean, since you're young, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna. I'll be nice. I was gonna do the toilet flush, but then I was like, you're super young. This is what the style is. That's what y'all are making. But I just think content wise, I think we could say a lot more stuff. Even if you're gonna like, if that's your content, that's what the lane you're going down. There's creative ways and clever ways of saying certain things. It's just saying it bluntly. It's just talking. It's like anybody can do that. I feel like, and so it's not really impressive. It's not really that great. So, what I will say, what I will give you props on is your voice and your delivery is actually pretty good. Like it really could work. I'm not into the offbeat rapping, but I know a lot of people are, so I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at the flow, the delivery. So let's go to performance first. Performance, I'm gonna give you a 7. There's room to grow, but you're on to something with your performance. Engineering, I thought was really good actually. Vocally at least, I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm not sure about the track so much. Track seemed kind of low, and the beat was kind of regular too. I'm just gonna give the beat a 6. It's like I feel like that's a YouTube beat or something like that that somebody could do in less than an hour. It's not really impressive. It's not really captivating. We've all heard that track before. Songwriting, it's not for me at all. I'm gonna give you a 2. And then emotional impact, I tried. I'm gonna give it a 4. Like it wasn't hard to get through the 2 minutes, but if it was like a 4 or 5 minute song, there's no way I would have got through it. Like absolutely no way. And in this industry, it's so cutthroat. There's so many people making so much good music. It's like if you're gonna do the style or the swag of another artist, which there's a lot of artists doing this style, you have to be incredible. Like you have to be a game changer, and that is not a game changing song. And so you just have to be. If you want to stand out, if you really want this to be your career, if you're just having fun, great, you did a great job. You know what I mean? But if you want this to be your career and stuff like that, you gotta come with more than that. You can't just give me the same thing that I've heard a million times and not do it in an amazing way. So that's just my advice on that for any young rappers out there. Definitely, rap is really difficult to break through right now because a lot of people are doing the same stuff. You really have to come original. You really have to be vulnerable. You have to like tell us about your life, invite us into your world, all of that stuff. Like the songwriting is key. Even in rap, songwriting is very key. It's important. All right. So that is it for today. If you want to get your song in the queue for next week, go to nero.fan/kofiajmusic/live. Nero.fan/kofiajmusic/live. And I will review it next week. But we'll get out of here on one of my songs. I don't know which one I'm going to pick. I usually just pick them at random. Let's see. Have I done Every Time I Kiss You? I don't even think I played this yet. Actually, we're not gonna take it. I love this one. This is Josh Moreland and Frankie Richard, or Richard. I'm not sure how she says her last name, but we did this song a couple years ago, 2024, and we were in a zone. It's a cover of an original song. I forgot who sings it, but it came out in the 70s or the 80s, and we just put our spin on it, and it's called We're Not Gonna Take It. Josh Moreland. I produced, mixed, and mastered it. If you need production and mixing and mastering, hit me up if you like what you hear.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, look. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We ain't gon' take. How many times I gotta say it? All up in my face. Then back up out the way. We ain't gon' take. How many times I gotta say it? All up in my face. Then back up out the way. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We ain't gonna take. How many times I gotta say it? All up in my face. Then back up out the way. We ain't gonna take. How many times I gotta say it? All up in my face. Then back up out the way.
So yes, that was Josh Moreland featuring Frankie Richard or Frankie Richard. We're not gonna take it as a cover of that '80s song, and that's a good example actually of if you're gonna take a classic, you got to make it your own. You got to do it like you got to go there. You got to just put your all into it because everybody's gonna want to hate it as soon as it comes on. But if you do it in a way that's like, oh, okay, that's really different, then it stands out, and then people love it because they're already familiar with it. But we did that a couple years ago. I produced it, mixed and mastered it. If you like it, hit me up. This is my playlist. I am Kofi J Spotify playlist, and just follow it, save it. I'm updated all the time with new releases that come out from songs I produced, mixed, mastered, or wrote. And that's it for today. If you want to get in for the queue next time, go to nero.fan/KofiAJmusic/live, and I'll get you in and I'll review your song. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for checking in, and I'll see you later. Peace.